On Monday, a caller from Wisconsin called into Seaspan to not only defend President Biden, but also to remind the country exactly what has happened to Kevin McCarthy and, to be perfectly blunt with you, his genitals, his bits and pieces that this caller says have been removed from Kevin McCarthy and given to another member of the House of Representatives who is wielding them with more power than they could have ever hoped for. So this is caller Diane from Wisconsin calling into Seaspan. It's absolutely wonderful. Take a look.
Let's hear from Diana in Wisconsin, Democrats line. Good morning.
Good morning. It's more of a comment to the people, the good people of all colors, white, black, brown, yellow, whoever, that Joe Biden's presidency, 3/4 of it has been cleaning up the horrendous mess of Donald Trump and the Republicans around the world, not just in the United States, but around the world. And if McCarthy wouldn't have been castrated and his privates transplanted onto Marjorie Taylor Greene, and some of these other senators, Republican senators, that believed in the big lie, which we now know never happened, all over the country, the electorates, the whatever, this country wouldn't be so in the sewer.
Okay, Diana there. Back to Speaker McCarthy for a minute. You talked about how this is a real...
Now, I have to say, what Diane from Wisconsin right there is talking about, like the reason I think she's even bringing that up is because prior to that, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had come out and she had said that basically Marjorie Taylor Greene is in fact the de facto shadow Speaker of the House. Like Kevin McCarthy is just doing whatever Marjorie Taylor Greene wants him to do. And I think there is a lot of truth to that. So caller Diane from Wisconsin, she decided to give everybody that wonderful visual there that McCarthy is basically, castrated himself and transplanted those organs onto Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she is just running wild with it, right? I don't think that literally happened, but figuratively, that is what happened. Kevin McCarthy has no power, and he knows he has no power because he gave up all the power in order to have the title, because that's the only thing that mattered to him. He doesn't care that any one single Republican can challenge his speakership at any moment, that it has to go up for another vote. He agreed to that because he wanted that title. And he was willing to make a deal with the devil herself, Marjorie Taylor Greene, in order to get that title. That's why last week when Marjorie Taylor Greene had her little outburst on the Homeland Security Committee, she admitted she ran crying to Kevin McCarthy and then came out and told CNN, McCarthy assured me he's on my side. He probably didn't assure you that he's on your side. You probably told him he's on your side and he was too cowardly to say he wasn't. Like, that's what I'm assuming happened in that particular situation. But I also want to take a second to talk about the things that she mentioned with Joe Biden, because I think this is one of the things that Biden does not get enough credit for, kind of like Barack Obama. When both of those men, Obama and Biden, came into office, they were taking over from a Republican president who at the time, for each of them, had been deemed the worst president we had ever had, right? George W. Bush, poll after poll, magazine article after magazine article, had proclaimed him to be the worst president in the history of the United States. And Obama had to take over from that during a recession, during a housing market crash, during a financial collapse, and he did a pretty decent job. He didn't do the things that I wanted him to do, but given the circumstances, he does deserve a lot of credit for that. Much like Biden, coming off of the Trump administration where everybody said, Trump's the worst president we've ever had. We were in the middle of a global pandemic. Unemployment was skyrocketing. We had supply chain issues, all kinds of horrible things, and Biden took him a bit to do it, but he's kind of righted the ship. Again, I don't agree with everything he's done. I think he could have done some things differently. I would not have rescinded the emergency order from COVID like they did a week or so ago. I think that was a big mistake. COVID is not through with us. Doesn't matter if we want to be through with COVID. COVID's not through with us. And we're pretending that it just doesn't exist anymore. That's not smart. But again, credit where credit is due. That's what Diane was pointing out at the beginning of her call. Biden has done a lot of good things to get America on the right track again. Is it as much as I would like to see? Absolutely not. Is it better than any Republican would have ever been? 100%.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.